Morning children, today's date is 7th September and the year is 2021. Today's day is Tuesday and in our literacy class we will be revising few similarities and few differences that are there in a fiction book and a non-fiction book. So here I have two sets of books. So these are non-fiction books. Non-fiction books are books which give us real information, which talk about facts. And a fiction book contains stories which are not real. They are imaginary stories. Somebody has created those stories. They are not real stories. They did not actually take place. So in this fiction storybooks, the characters are imaginary, the story is imaginary. Yes, the setting of the story is imaginary. Wherein a non-fiction book, it talks about facts. It gives me information that is real. Yes, so let us quickly revise the features of a non-fiction book and the fiction book, and then we will go in detail about today's lesson. Okay, so here is a non-fiction book. This book is giving me information. So here I have two sets of two books. So the first book here is Little Kid's First Big Book of Space. So this is the cover page of the book. And just looking at the cover page, you see a picture over here. So just looking at the picture, I know that this book is going to give me some information about different planets. About space. Different planets, different stars. Yes. So that's the picture on the cover page. Then the most important thing that I have on the cover page is the title of the book. I just read the title of the book. So in big letters, what we see written here is the title of the book. It tells me what the book is about. So this book tells me that is the Little Kid's First Big Book of Space. Yes. And then the third thing that is very important on the cover page is the name of the author, the person who has written this book. So this person has collected all the information and written this book to give us facts about different planets, different stars in space. So here the author of the book is Catherine D. Hughes. So these are the three things on the cover page. I have the photograph. It's an actual photograph. It's not a painting. Then I have the title of the book. And I have the author of the book. Similarly, we have a fiction book here. We have two fiction books. A fiction book also has a cover page. The first page on the book is called the cover page. So the fiction book also has a cover page. But here, there is a picture on the page. It's not an actual photograph. Somebody has very creatively painted it. So it is according to the imagination of the writer that the painting is done on the cover page. So here, just looking at the cover page, we know what the story is about. Like for this book, just looking at the cover page, I know, looking at the picture, that the story is about three bears and a girl. And the story is taking place in a forest somewhere. Similarly over here, just looking at the cover page, I know the story is going to be about a ladybird. And she looks very angry. So maybe she's an angry ladybird. Yes, and she's on leave. So just looking at the cover page picture, I know what the story is about. Then what is the next important thing that I have on the cover page? That's the title of the book. Yeah. So a non-fiction book also has a title. A fiction book also has the title. Yes. So here the title of the book is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yes. So the title gives me an idea what the story is going to be about. Here the title of the book is The Bad-Tempered Ladybird. Yes. So just by reading the title, now I know what the story is going to be inside. Yeah, but I'll have to read the story to know what actually happened in the story. Yes, but just by reading the title, I know that this story is going to be about bad-tempered ladybird. And third important thing that we have in both non-fiction and fiction book cover page is the name of the author. Yeah? Author is the person who has written this book. Yeah, so there's a person named Eric Carle who has written this book for you. Okay? And there's a big difference in a non-fiction and fiction book. Yeah, so let us see what is the difference here. Now in a non-fiction book, you don't have to read the entire book to know what is there inside. Yeah, you can just read a part of the book which interests you. Just like by going in the content section. Yes, so there is a content section here and you can choose what you want to read. Yes, you don't have to read the entire book. So if you just want to get some information about camel, you can just go to page number 62 and find information about camels over here. So you don't have to read all the pages. Yeah, you can just read pages about the camel. Yes. But in a fiction book, yeah, you cannot just turn any page and start reading. You will not understand the story. Yeah, in a fiction book, there's a story. So a story has a sequence. Now what's the sequence in the story? Sequence is the order in which the story is taking place. Just like we talk, पहले क्या हुआ, फिर क्या हुआ, what happened later, what happened next. Yeah, we keep asking this when we are listening to the story. Then what happened? Then what happened? So that is the sequence. We are asking the next order of the story. What happened next? Yeah, just like in the Bad-Tempered Ladybird. Yeah. So what was the beginning of the story? In the beginning there were two ladybirds. There was an angry ladybird and there was a friendly ladybird. Yeah, and the angry ladybird wanted to eat all the aphids on the leaf. She did not want to share. And then she got into an argument with the friendly ladybird. And she wanted to fight with someone bigger. Yeah. So they had an argument over here. And next, what happened? She went to fight. Now she was finding someone who is bigger than her to fight. So first she found a stinger. Yeah, this is a wasp. It has very pointy stingers. Yeah, so first she found a wasp to fight. And then she found a stag beetle to fight. And then later she came across a praying mantis who was bigger than her to fight. But then she did not fight. And then next she found a sparrow whom she wanted to fight with. But then again, she did not fight with the sparrow. And then next, she was still searching for a bigger animal, and she found a lobster. But did she fight with the lobster? No, she wanted to fight with someone bigger. And then she bumped into a skunk. But she did not fight with the skunk either. Yes? Then she found a snake, a big snake. But then she thought the snake is also not big enough. She wanted someone bigger. And then she came upon a hyena. Yeah, but then she thought even hyena is not big enough. So she was looking for someone more bigger. And she met a gorilla. Yes? So isn't it going in sequence, the story? What is happening next? It is telling me. And then next she came across a rhinoceros. But she did not fight with the rhinoceros either. And then she came across a big elephant. But she wanted to fight with someone bigger. And then she bumped into a big whale. Yes? And then she wanted to fight with the whale. And she was trying to tell the whale, she was screaming at the whale that I want to fight with you. I want to fight with you. And later what the whale did? He just flapped its tail. And she got such a hard slap that she fell far on the land. Yeah? And then what happened? She again came back to the same leaf because she was now very hungry. Yeah, and she ate away the remaining aphids. And at the end of the story, it was night by the time all this happened. And then she took rest. She went to sleep because it was a very tiring day for her. Yeah, so this was the sequence of the story. Yeah, by reading the full story, we know what happened next and then next. Yeah, so we know the order in which the things happened. That's called the sequence of the story. Okay? Wherein a non-fiction book, there is no story. Yeah, so you can read the part that interests you. You don't have to read the entire book. But in case of fiction book, if you want to really know the entire what is happening in the story, you have to read the full story. What happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end of the story. Yeah, to understand the story completely. So this is the difference between a non-fiction book and a fiction book. Happy learning, children.